Mills suspended the one-to-one needle exchange.
This is crazy. You can't even buy a flavored nicotine pouch.
In Portland, yeah. I sent a reporter undercover into the exchange in Portland, and he got needles, but he also got a boofing kit.
A what?
A boofing kit.
What's a boofing kit?
If you've so thoroughly abused your veins that you can't get, and the boofing kit is a non-needle syringe with some lubricant that you put in your butt. It's called boofing.
Tried that?
We did get a boofing kit. In Maine, you can't get mint-flavored tobacco pouches in some cities, but you can get free boofing kits to squirt Dominican up your ass and
Thank
free
God.
needles.
Thank God.
Governor Janet Mills.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. If you didn't see the title for today's video, it's Boofing.
Governor Janet Mills.
Yeah, I think this guy on the Sean Ryan Show did a great job of explaining exactly what boofing is. That's pretty wild. You know, I mean, I remember butt chugging was kind of a thing whenever we were in college. Like, people were, like, talking about butt chugging stuff, which I guess since it skips the liver, it gets you drunk faster, goes more straight into your bloodstream. So, I don't know. I never participated in any butt chugging. I never actually witnessed any butt chugging, but I know that people were talking about it like it was a big deal. So, it's not the first time I've heard something like this, but boofing, like, so, I mean, you destroy your veins so badly from sticking needles, you know, that you can't find your veins anymore. So you just get a liquid lubed up IV and stick it up your pooper and do drugs. So, I mean, that's incredibly sad, but also kind of hilarious, too. It's one of those things where it's so sad it's funny. But this is something real that they're doing. And, I mean, the fact that, again, the government was handing out needles. It's like, well, we can't stop junkies, so we might as well facilitate being a junkie. I mean, that is the dumbest thing ever. It's like, again, but I mean, what's the government doing? I mean, they're facilitating transition surgeries. The government's been facilitating abortions. The government's been facilitating bad education for a long time. Why wouldn't they facilitate drug use and boofing kits, I guess? I mean, they're in the business of it. I mean, these companies that probably produce these boofing kits have probably make millions of dollars a year, and they live well off of government subsidies.
Yep. But,
so
I have a little video here that shows that TikTok and people are like celebrating this. You know, they're just like talk about how they have videos here showing you what comes in it and all that stuff.
Oh, this is great.
So check this out.
We put up a video last night about boofing and a couple days ago as well. And so we thought that we would take you through what is in one of our boofing kits. So we have fentanyl test strip instructions. We have xylazine test strips. We have xylazine test strip instructions. We have a syringe with no point. We have fentanyl test strips. We have alcohol prep pads. There's a card there to safely rid your substance so you don't use a dirty surface. Alcohol prep wipes. Lube.
So this is wrong on so many levels. I mean, not
plastic
only
razor blades. We found these to be a little bit better. They don't cut through the bags. Something to stir a bit with, clean, sterile water. And that is our daily batch alert map for the state of Ohio. Can report and receive daily batch alerts. That is our card and all of the services that we provide.
So these junkies have phones too.
Test strips, safe sex supplies, safe use supplies, clear coordination, radical love, and that is never use alone. And their card goes in every one of our kits. And there you have it.
I mean, this is disgusting. I mean, this goes to show you that, I mean, the government wants you useless and docile. They want you to be a ward of the state. I mean, the fact that our tax dollars are funding this.
A drug dealer selling you fentanyl is illegal, but the government giving you
a boofing kit.
Boofing kit with a little bit of fentanyl to shove up your butt.
That's just
legal.
love. That's just taxpayers showing you some love. I mean, this is insane. This is government-approved degeneracy. And it's promotion of self-destructive lifestyles. Again, it's the same with abortion. It's the same with transitioning. It's the same with, again, unfettered drug use. We should not be encouraging this behavior. That's why we outlaw behavior like this. But here we go. I mean, you're subsidizing it. You, the taxpayer. I mean, thank God we're not Oregon. But I mean, like, if you're a taxpayer in Portland, you are so screwed. This is what you're getting taxed for. Why would you open a business in Portland? Why would you want to be in Portland? I mean, I know if you're a junkie, you want to be in Portland, but we don't want these people in society. I'm not saying that we should wipe them out. What I'm saying is, this is what Christians talk about. Well, we got to pray for these people. And, like, I mean, the only thing that's going to save these people from their addiction is, like, again, the only guarantor of overcoming addiction is religious intervention, particularly through, like, Christ. You know, like, people have a religious experience through God, and they go, yeah, I'm not doing drugs anymore. AA is just a temporary thing.
Yep. And then this next one I have pulled up is the videos of the dangers of boofing.
The dangers. Yeah, let's go ahead and play that.
What is boofing? Boofing is the process of inserting drugs or alcohol into one's anus in order to get a more immediate high. Because your anal cavity has a higher number of blood vessels, thinner surface layer, and substance to insert. Sorry, I got it going a little too fast. Substance insert into this area are often absorbed at a faster
That's
rate.
the same thing. That's what they said about getting drunk, butt chugging.
Exactly. Why is boofing dangerous? Damage to the intestines and rectum. The dangers of boofing drugs include blood and stool, inability to control bowel movements, and tears in the rectal tissue.
This is why anal sex is a bad thing, too.
Yeah, exactly. Next one says here is more serious problems include blocking blood flow to parts of the intestine, death of cells, and need of a colostomy bag.
Sounds like fun. More taxpayer-funded health care.
Risk of STIs. Boofing increases chances of contracting sexually transmitted infections. Because the mucous membrane that can protect you from STIs becomes damaged. Greater risk of overdose and alcohol poisoning. Greatest danger of boofing comes with increased risk of overdosing. People should be taking normal doses that would be orally administered without realizing that it's too much for being rectally distributed.
Yeah. Again, if it makes you get high or drunk faster, it clearly can't be good for you, because what's the thing? If you do it orally, what happens? Your liver filters out the bad stuff, or at least it does its best.
Yeah. And then right here, what it says here is what you just said is, like, with alcohol specifically, alcohol poisoning is a very real possibility because, again, faster, it bypasses the liver. By consuming alcohol in the rectum, you decrease your body's ability to fight alcohol poisoning. Your anus does not receive the enzymes to break down the alcohol, so you no longer have the ability to do that. Dangers of boofing are real. Can be fatal. If you suspect that someone you love is boofing, help them immediately. Get them help immediately. So again, it's them telling you, hey, this is actually a bad thing for you.
Yeah, well, and again, this is why we got to bring some shame back into the culture. We're not talking like Antifa shame. We're not talking about, like saying shame because someone has a political agreement with you. Like, there's a reason I told Chad to make the title card the way he made the title card, like the thumbnail. Like, if you ever hear about somebody boofing, you got to point laugh at and be like, ha ha, that's fun. I mean, like, that's the kind of shame we got to bring back. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, you should feel ashamed if you're boofing. Like, again, the fact that there's a video on TikTok where, like, these people are pumped. Like, I mean, granted, notice they didn't show their face, so there is still a little bit of shame, involved. But That's a public TikTok channel that somebody's like going, this is great. Look at all this cool stuff you get with your boofing kit.
Yeah, they're trying to make it, normalize it.
Yes.
Make it normal.
And you got to make fun of it. You got to think that there's got to be some shame. You know, in fact, you play this next video. Like, this was a PSA drug commercial for back in the day, like an anti-weed smoking commercial. We got to go back to this level of like making fun of people.
Smoking? Or are they gay? It's okay to smoke.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is the let's go back to that kind of marketing, man. Like, that's hilarious, dude. Like, again, there's a lot of dudes who are like, you know, no, I can't tell you how many people I knew in high school. I'd be like, no, we're not gay. We're just smoking, man. Like, I mean, that's hilarious. It's like, dude, you're the butt of the joke. People who do drugs, you're the butt of the joke. It's okay. Take a joke. Laugh at yourselves, you know what I mean? But, again, we can't make it cool. We can't make it casual. We can't be like, again, we've created a society of toxic empathy. Oh, I feel bad for these drug users. Something traumatic happened. Oh, okay, yeah, something traumatic happened to you. Doesn't mean give you the right to just start destroying your body. It's like you're supposed to overcome, not give in to temptation.
And again, you can't get nicotine pouches, you know, mint-flavored nicotine pouches in Portland, but you can get this. And then, speaking of Portland, like, that's kind of like what brought us to more of what's going on is, like, the ICE protests in Portland have been picking up and getting more and more violent. And the big one that they're trying to do is Antifa is trying to do this huge rebrand. So the first thing that they did was this naked bike ride protest, if you want to check this out.
I guess.
Oh, that looks cute. Your hair.
Cyclists braved the rain in Portland on Sunday to protest Trump's attempt to send National Guard troops to the city.
Oh, so stunning, so brave. Again, the minute winter gets here, like, all these protests are going away. All these people fighting ICE is going to stop.
Several hundred riders gathered outside Oregon Convention Center under gray skies in just 35-degree weather.
This is a World Naked Bike Ride.
They said there was a certain
Emergency ride.
At 35, they'd be really cold.
We don't need ice in Portland. We don't need ice in Chicago. We don't need ice in LA. We don't need ice anywhere.
Okay. They say trans lives are under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What does ICE have to do with trans people? This is so confusing.
It's the cult of intersectionalism still. The fact that, you know, I mean, it's not effective because each group has their own thing, but they all step in lockstep to fight the government. Mm-hmm. You know, but again, ICE has nothing to do with trans people.
Exactly. I said I'm not hearing anything about trans people being deported anywhere. Only illegal immigrants.
Yeah, but again, this is just the misrepresentation. It's like, say a lie long enough and loud enough, and people will eventually believe it.
They staged a die-in on the Burnside Bridge. So, of course, blocking traffic, like always. More than 1,000 protesters joined as they made their way to the ICE building. So, that's what's going on in Portland. And, of course, they had the whole other rebrand thing where they're dressing up as
dinosaurs,
little blow-up costumes, blow-up animal costumes. Like, look, we're Antifa. We're not violent. We're just funny people in costumes.
Yeah,
Yay!
We're just having a good time in blow-up costumes. Like, we're not what you think we are. Again, we showed you that video yesterday. Antifa story done by CNN 8 years ago. There's a violent group of people inside the left-wing protests.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, no, they don't exist anymore, even though they reported on it.
Yep. Operation Inflation offers free inflatable costumes for protesters.
Anybody to come and have for free and take home with them, protest in them over and over again if they want to. We were watching.
Who's funding this? Again, people say Antifa does not have a centralized leadership.
so everybody starts.
They're giving away these costumes to people who protest for free. Somebody's funding these people.
We purchased like 160 something, and I think we've given out about half of those, and then this is what we have left right now. But we're bringing more, like at least like 20 every day. I mean, everybody wants a frog, and people like.
When you're getting zipped up by a person wearing all black body, like not body armor, but like hockey pads and a helmet, you're not the good guys. You're pretending you're a wolf in sheep's clothing is what you're doing, right?
Yeah, again, if you don't think the Antifa are the bad guys and you don't think they're real, you are the problem. You have had your eyes closed for the last 10 years. Antifa's been doing all kinds of violent stuff. I mean, if you want to know about Antifa, just read Andy Knows articles. That's Andy, Ngo, that's the Vietnamese name. But read his articles about Antifa. Read about what's happened to him, how many times Antifa has tried to kill him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
From a lot of different people in different.
But yeah, okay, yeah, no, we're just a bunch of people having fun. Like, Antifa's not violent. Antifa's not dangerous.
Yeah, which to what brings up my next thing that I was pulling up here is everyone is so quick to forget about the CHOP protest back in the day. Or if everyone just, all the left-wingers just magically forgot about it. This was Portland. This was Portland 5 years ago. That's when this says this was posted, was 5 years ago during Trump's, Trump's like last couple of years in office.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard a lot of commotion, people calling for the ambulance, and I worked my way over here and saw two male individuals on the floor. Both of them were unconscious at the time, and they were both suffering from gunshot wounds, so I asked for someone for a tourniquet, and I immediately placed a tourniquet on one of the male's upper arm. He had a gunshot wound to his upper left bicep, both the entry and an exit wound. He also had a upper thigh left gunshot wound, and I applied a hemostatic bandage wrap to the leg. The Jeep right there, there's a Honda. We all pulled him in. There were 6 people, and we laid him all across our laps in the back seat and drove him to the nearest trauma center.
I don't get my consent. Thank you.
Yeah. Amazing. Nobody remembers
that. This is still a barricade, and this is the public street where cars drive every single day. We had been told by the mayor to push our barricades in closer so we can have less security. So thankfully we stood up for ourselves against her so we can have the protection that we did. But if we would have had a barricade right here on the street, this would have never happened.
So yeah, we couldn't break the law and keep the police from coming in and stuff like that. So it's the mayor's fault. This is literally what that protester just said.
Again, they had what was so funny about the CHOP was they're like, we want to have a society without walls and borders. And what do they want to do? Immediately create a border to protect their city from the police.
Yeah, absolutely insane. And then the funniest part of all this, or not really funny, it's really tragic to be honest, but is, remember, if you remember this, all these people want all this free healthcare and stuff from the government, and they would not allow police, fire, or ambulances to come in. And the ambulance drivers refused to go in without a police escort because they were being attacked.
Yeah.
Being mistaken for like undercover police officers and stuff inside the CHOP or
yeah,
the Chaz, whatever the heck
this
you
is
want to
what Antifa was. This is what Antifa is, and this is what they wanted. They wanted this kind of chaos. Antifa was responsible for a lot of this zone. Now, sure, there was a black guy that was elected. He was like a rapper or something that was elected the mayor or the leader.
Yeah, but not only by the people in the Chaz or whatever.
Yeah. But again, Antifa was totally a part of this. They were all there having fun, having a good time. I mean, they were probably responsible for the shooting of the truck. I mean, again, a couple of young black teenagers stole a car and were just joyriding because they're like, well, it's the CHOP. We can do whatever we want. It's a free city. And you have a bunch of people being like, oh, it's police officers trying to get in here. Bang, 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 shooting up this car, killing 2 black teenagers.
Yep. Which now brings me up to this next thing is like how we talk about how how PolitiFact and all these fact-checking organizations are super biased towards Trump. So let's check this out.
Portland is burning to the ground.
Fact-checked. Portland ICE protests burning the city to the ground.
It's insurrectionists all over the place. It's Antifa. All you have to do is look at the television, turn on your television, read your newspapers. It's burning to the ground.
Fact check. False. Since the protests outside the ICE facility began in June, city and federal officers have only arrested about 60 defendants, including a few for arson. But here's the thing, is because they're being told by the police, unless they're being arrested by federal police, they're being caught and released.
Yep.
That's the issue. Like, I have a little evidence of that here in just a second, but we're going to let this play out. That does not show the entire city burning to the ground. Protests have been largely confined to a 2-block area, 145 square mile of 145 square mile city. Police and news reports show. So again, here we have these people like, oh, it's just like what JD Vance said. That lady's like, they've only taken over like 2 apartment complexes. Listen to yourself. They've only taken over 2 apartment complexes
in America.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So ridiculous. Normal life has continued throughout much of the city. Residents have participated in such as marathons, farmers markets, and film festivals, and a naked bike ride.
Yeah, again, downplaying it all.
Mm-hmm. That's what they do. This is what they do. Follow PolitiFact for more.
Yeah, again, you think Antifa is going to stop any type of protest that's anti something that they're anti? They're not going to go in and agitate inside the crowds of people that are doing stuff that they want to be done. Oh, you mean these people are going to go protest naked and block an ICE facility? Why would we bother them?
Yep. Which brings me to this next one. This is a bartender who works down in that area, and she has to constantly close her restaurant and bar because of how violent the Antifa protesters are. So don't take my word for it. Check this out. This is a lady that lives there on the ground while all those news organizations that you're watching call the city officials and go, and remember, the city officials have a stake in not sounding weak and not wanting to look bad for the press.
Yeah.
So they go, quick, we don't want our town to get bad press. Just say everything's fine.
Yeah, if you want to know what it's really like out on the ground, ask local business owners who are who have businesses near the areas where these protests are.
People who actually live in these areas, not the high society liberal types that live 20 miles away and go, oh, everything's fine. I haven't seen any changes whatsoever.
Again, this is the Stephen Colbert and who was it? It was Conan that went to see Haiti's a beautiful country, and they go to the resorts. They don't go to the slums.
Security guarded resorts where they don't let on the riffraff.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Check this lady's out. Let's get her word for it, not ours. Don't take our word for it. Let's take her word for it.
I have to be honest, I have never felt so unsafe in this city. A few months ago at our bar, there's a group of people that will descend. We have to shut down all the time. 45 people. 2 women in the group started breaking glass in our bar, stabbing each other. Our bartender called us. We pulled up the security cameras live. She was screaming. Blood splattered on the security cameras. The police came. No name was taken. No report. No accountability. And
boom. Right there. No names are taken. No report was filed. This is how they are getting away with pretending like there's not that many arrests.
And how there's not that much crime in Portland. It's like, if you don't file the report, it never happened.
Exactly. If the head chief police officer of Chicago told his officers to stand down when those ICE officers were being attacked, it's the same situation here. Don't file those reports. We don't want to look bad. We don't want our city to look bad to the national federal government. We don't want to give Trump a win. That's what these liberal left-wing city police officers, activists, politicians, mayors are doing. They're like, don't post crime stats. You don't think that these things aren't happening? They are. We know that they are. As we've seen from that footage from that Chicago one, that's easily what's happening here too. Quick, can't give Trump a win. Don't arrest anybody. Don't arrest. Don't file anything, which that's the thing. Here's the other problem too, is like, and cops love that because that's more paper. That's less paperwork for them. They go in, get out of here, get out of here.
You'll have the good ones who will want to file there, but again, if their job's in jeopardy because they're doing their job, nobody's going to work harder if they're not going to get paid more to do it. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, you mean to tell me I'm putting my career at risk as well as having to file more paperwork? Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
Exactly, 100%. But let's keep watching this.
It's not an isolated incident. We've had people that have been 86. They come back with guns in hand, standing a foot off of our sidewalk for hours every single weekend. Every single weekend. Our staff is terrified. We've endured break-ins, vandalism. We've been held up by gunpoint, and it feels like no one is coming. What is going to happen? How is this acceptable? We need more trained police officers. We need them, like a ton. We are small business owners. We are the heartbeat of Portland, and we are hanging on by a thread. And within weeks, all I see is the coffee shop leaving. Everybody's leaving. I'm like, where are you going? We're leaving Portland. We're out of here. This is seriously life or death for our employees, for our customers.
And here's the other thing too, is if these small mom and pop business shop owners abandon the city, and like I said, they drive down the property prices, guess what? Big corporations are going to come in, and small mom and pop shops will never exist again. Starbucks is going to come over there and take those buildings. You know, what big chain restaurants are going to come in. Again, people who claim to be for small businesses, claim to be for the little guy, Democrats, they sure don't act like it. Again, it's like, who needs help? Like Starbucks, if Antifa burns down Starbucks doesn't care. It's like, we're a multi-billion-dollar company. We're the largest unregistered bank in the world. Like, we can rebuild. We just may not, or we can just take the insurance loss and use it as a write-off. These people cannot. The local coffee shops cannot recover from this. Local bartenders like this lady cannot recover from this. If you claim to be for the little guy, you should be against these Portland, because again, they're like, oh no, but the protesters will bring in business. This lady is telling you the exact opposite. She's saying it's keeping business away from her. So again, if you're for the little guy, you should not be for Antifa. You should not be for the protesters in Oregon. You should just say, hey, again, the local people who are being affected. This is the faces of the people who are most affected.
100%.
And the people who enjoy patronizing their businesses. Those are the people that are most affected. But again, do you know what? The customers, if they don't feel safe going into a place like hers, they're just going to go to Starbucks. They're just going to go to McDonald's. They're not going to go and patronize the local mom and pop shops anymore. And the death of the mom and pop shops will be brought to you courtesy of groups like Antifa, groups like BLM. Thank you for destroying mom and pop small businesses and making us a slave system to massive corporations. That's your fault.
Honestly, that is true. But there is some hope. There is a little bit of hope. This is also in Portland. This is a pro-ICE group that came in to support them. And you can only come in, as we've seen from, what's his name? Matt Schwarter, or Matt, what's his name? That got attacked and arrested there in Portland, remember?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Nick Schwarter,
yeah.
Yeah, got there. He got arrested there.
For being attacked by Antifa.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Tim Pool's talked about this too. It's like, if the mob is after you, they're going to arrest you because it's easier to appease the mob than it is to actually serve justice.
Yes, because, yeah, who's easier to get rid of? The huge crowd that's against the homeowner, or the people that are just there walking on the street, or just get rid of the person they're all attacking? It's easier to get rid of the person that they're attacking.
Don't worry, mob. We're arresting this man here. He's going to jail now. And they're like, yeah, we won. Woohoo!
And this happened during, I think, that naked bike ride, because there's a few people here that are still naked that are blurred out.
Why is it that the people you want to see naked are the ones who are dressed modestly, and the people you would never want to see naked are the ones that are naked?
So, isn't it weird that the naked person is yelling at the clothed people that are being respectful that they're on the wrong side of history? I don't think there's ever been a time in history where the naked people were... or the naked people yelling at them, you're on the wrong side of history!
Yeah.
We are proud of you. Supporting the troops. And then they brought out a Charlie Kirk sign or visual too, so that was cool.
Again, the media would have you believe these are the bad guys. These are the extremists.
They're cheering as they, and like I said again, Democrats always waving the flags of other countries or pride flags. Antifa flags, whatever. They never waved the American flag. What are the people there doing? They're waving the American flag.
Yeah, look at it, and they're cheering on the people protecting them.
Yep.
So again, it's just disgusting that, again, they're the right-wing extremists, and the media would portray these naked idiots as the heroes.
Mm-hmm. And then these people are also the ones who have the audacity to quote the Bible to you as well.
Again, yes, people who would falsely quote or take scripture out of context in order to beat you over the head with it like a cudgel. I mean, we have been Christians particularly have been really bad about this. But again, it goes to show you that people who are in positions of leadership and power in the Republican Party aren't really well-read Christians, because if they were, they wouldn't. We would not be able to be beaten over the head like this for the last 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, you have to be able to quote scripture back at these people going, well, you're taking that out of context. It's like, who was Christ talking to in that? It's like he could have been talking to King David, or he could have been talking to Moses in that scripture. Could have been talking about, Jesus could have been giving the Sermon on the Mount. Like, you're misquoting the context.
Yep. But getting back to it, says here on this one, it says Jesus was a brown queer Marxist, and then it says two Christian guys are looking at her, sounds like you're a fan of Jesus, and she's like, sure am. Would you like to convert? And then she immediately turns demonic and starts hissing.
Yeah, that's good. But I mean, that is true, man. It's like the minute they use the Bible when it's convenient, and then again they'll mock it when it's not.
Mm-hmm. That's what they do. Said they just again. It's because you have principles. You, as a Christian conservative, Republican, whatever, have principles
Even
and
if you're a
morals that you
liberal,
stand by.
even if you're a liberal, you should, and you're a Christian, you have principles. These people do not. The only principle the only truth, there's no truth but power. That is their principle.
Mm-hmm.
And again, they will use, lie, and manipulate whatever they can, in this case, Scripture, in order to beat you over the head with your own principles.
Yep. And I like this. It's a blue state waving a Mexican pride flag. It says blue state, has an Antifa fist, and, of course, a pro-Palestinian button. Then Trump dumps a bucket of ice on them. And then they start turning into a red state.
Yeah. I mean, and this is what you said forever. There are no such thing as blue states. There's only blue cities in red states.
That is 100% correct. Like, if you look at even Illinois, like, which we're bringing up next is Chicago right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at Illinois is red like everywhere except for wherever the main major cities are.
Yep.
So it just goes to show you that it is small, or not small, they're big cities, but little small
pockets of
blue that are controlling a large, massively red state. And that's the thing, is like, people in big cities don't know what it's like living in the country. They're just like, give me more, give me more. Like, people in cities don't do nearly as much as people in suburb, rural, or farm areas. It's like, these people work all the time.
Yeah, it's like, again, a person who lives in the city, it's like, I just get on the bus and go to the grocery store. I can walk down the street to the grocery store. It's like what you were talking about, those guys in basic training. It's like going, we don't waste money on stupid stuff like cars. We get the Gucci. We get the fine stuff. It's
because you don't have to walk very far. You either have a transit system, or you're walking within maybe 5-15 minutes to go to wherever you need to go. We are 20 to 30 minutes away from the nearest major city, or to your closest Walmart, whatever.
Even then, it's like even here in Owasso, it's still going to be 7-8 minute drive to Walmart. If you walk that's going to be like an hour out of your day. You got to walk the 20 minutes to the Walmart, then you got to grocery shop, then you got to walk all the way back. And that depends on how much grocery. You're not carrying that much back. In the cities, they can go buy 2 handfuls of groceries, like 2 sacks, walk home with it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that.
Yep. Yeah. It's the whole thing, and that's the other thing too. Is like, they don't have to. I mean, this from being at iBolic, is they have small refrigerators, so they can't store. Like, people in the country, we stock up. Oh, this is for the month. We're stocking up for the month right now.
Or if you're a hunter, it's like, dude, you just got to kill the deer. We have we can't fit anything in our freezer now because you shot a deer.
100-pound worth of deer meat
in
that
if
fridge.
If we shoot another one, it's like, it has to go out to our parents' house, or has to go to my wife's house. And then we're going to invest in a dang deep freeze or something. It's like, and if the power goes out, well, God help us. You know what I mean?
We're cooking deer meat super fast. We're cooking a lot of deer meat super fast. Yep. But this next one this is another part of the things that the Democrats are completely ignoring from these ICE raids is 7 missing children found in Chicago ICE raids. And if you remember that politician that was like, we have like, what was it, like over like 100,000 phone calls of children who were being abused and neglected when ignored by the federal government.
Yeah, and then the government was facilitating the trafficking of children.
Said the little sad, harsh reality is that the liberals are ignoring that these children were being either sex trafficked or
slave labored
into the United States, and they're still here, and they're still having this happen to them.
Yep.
Evil.
And again, ICE is finding them now. Look at the title there on the video. ICE finds 7 missing children in Chicago. ICE raids. Like, that's good work. And they would have you believe that just because these people are immigrants, it's like, oh, they're all good people. They're just here for economic reasons. What if they're not? How do you know that? Yeah. You can see into the hearts of all these people that cross the border illegally.
And just remember, pretty much every single one that's being deported right now have a felony against them. Like usually in the most dangerous kind of either sexual assault or child abuse or murder or violent, like someone was wounded seriously in an attack.
Again, this is the, I think Dennis Prager said this, but it's like the difference between Republicans and liberals. The major difference is Democrats think people are mostly good. Republicans know that people are mostly evil. It's like we know that we live in a fallen state, that we are all inherently selfish. It's like people on the left are like, no, people are just inherently good. It's like, no, man, watch kids. Like whenever, like give kids a piece of ice cream, like give them uneven amounts, see what happens. Unless you've taught your kids to share, or you just stick them in a room and be like, this kid gets a big scoop, this kid gets a tiny scoop. They're going to throw a crap fit.
Yep. But let's watch this video real quick.
You're cooked. You are officially cooked. So, with this whole administration, what they're doing with these raids that we're seeing in Chicago, it turns out they found 83 unlicensed firearms, all right? Trump administration hasn't even been bragging about this. They found 83 unlicensed firearms.
Yep, that's right.
And on top of that, they found 7 missing children. The Trump administration hasn't bragged about none of it. That means he's right, y'all are wrong, and this takeover is about to go nationwide.
Oh, yeah.
You're cooked.
Yeah, that's amazing. Liberals, Democrats sure do care about firearms, except when illegal immigrants have them. Democrats sure do care about kids.
Was the big joke was like whenever they're like, we're going to start taking away the rights of trans to own firearms because they're not mentally well and you have to have them to be in a mental state. And then all of a sudden, all Democrats came rushing to the defense.
Constitutional crisis.
Rushing to the defense of, oh my God, we need to protect gun rights for trans people.
Well, I mean, you'd think they'd be all for it because that would just basically be like, well, if trans people are mentally unwell, we can just argue that all conservatives are mentally unwell. Anybody who voted for Donald Trump is clearly insane. Therefore, that would be a loophole for us to be able to take guns from everyone.
Which brings me to my next meme. Illegal immigrants might vote. And it's the Chad versus an NPC. Says, no, only citizens can vote. Then voters should have to prove that they are citizens. No, that's racist.
Yeah.
Again, make it make sense, Democrats. It never makes sense from you guys.
Yeah. Again, they have no principles.
And would you like the proof in the pudding on this?
Show it.
Let's check this out. I'm going to make sure. Says here, then Tim Walz signs driver's license for all law, allowing illegals to obtain free government issue photo IDs. Now, Minnesota election officials confirm that illegals can vote in state elections using those driver's licenses. But I was told that this couldn't happen.
It's done. A packed room at the St. Paul Armory erupted after the governor's signature made driver's license for all the law of the land.
So we give driver's licenses to anyone here. You don't have to be a citizen. You don't have to, which is a photo ID. So if someone comes in, they register.
I would just like to point out that this woman is a Republican questioning this. It's always the Republicans that question these things. Only the Republicans. Democrats never question this stuff.
They have the driver's license, but they have an incorrect social or no social or whatever. So then they become incomplete But if they walk in to vote with their driver's license, does that make them all of a sudden now okay?
Mr. Linnell.
Madam Chair, so the designation on the roster for someone whose registration had been incomplete, if they present the election judge with that acceptable identification document, that would clear the challenge from the roster and they would be permitted to cast a ballot.
Oh my gosh.
Anderson.
Well, okay, there's your problem potentially. So thank you.
So just to clarify, someone who is not a citizen but presents a driver's license at that point in the process could be permitted to vote.
Madam Chair, at the time of registration, as well as at the time of submitting a ballot, every voter is signing the attestation affirming their eligibility to vote, including that they meet all eligibility requirements, that they are a U.S. citizen.
So, to clear that up, it's never just, when they're trying to defend this stuff, it's never just a definitive yes or no. It's like, at the time, if they confirm that they do have a license and they do confirm that they're a legal citizen.
Again, it's the PolitiFact BS. It's like, well, technically it's right, but we're going to hone in on this, like, the timing of it or the date, or be like, well, only 60 people were arrested, therefore not a riot, therefore Trump's lying. It's like, again, technicalities. There's like, why what Trump said is technically true. We're going to say it's a lie because we don't like how he said it. That is what we're talking about here.
Yep. And all this just goes to show you that they are always trying to do the thing for the people in the wrong. Yeah. Always trying to, there's two-class system here.
We're just trying to protect the marginalized. Yeah. You're just being a bigot.
Exactly. That's my point, is like, judges see, these liberal judges come in and see like what they consider the oppressed class, whether that is like a homeless drug addict, we'll just say it, a black person who has committed a violent crime, that's a repeated offender, that comes in, and they're like, oh, because you are oppressed or we see you as marginalized, we're going to give you a lighter slap on the wrist sentence. Get out of here. But the moment that you, the average Christian conservative, middle class person, comes rolling in, the
taxpayer, the contributing taxpayer
comes in and goes, oh, we caught you with a little bit of marijuana. You should know better than that. You are a contributing member of society. You should know better. These poor criminal types, they don't know better. They were raised wrong, or whatever it is. Which goes to show you that is what it is. It's, if you've been raised wrong, they feel bad for you. But hey, if they've been raised wrong, again, what's that statistic? It's like 6 to 12% of the population commit 60% of the crimes. Yeah. And we're not talking race. We're just talking overall population in general, just flat. Like 6 to 12% of the population commit the 60% of the crimes repeatedly, even after they've been to prison. So which means, like, if they keep slapping those people on the wrists instead of actually locking them up, that's the issue that we're having here, is these people are on the streets committing the same crimes over and over again because they don't care. They know that they're going to get a slap on the wrist, a little bit of probation, maybe a little bit of jail time, and they're back on the street. Mm-hmm. No issues. But that's pretty much what we've got going on today in our society, is like Democrats are always for pro-criminal type element stuff, and then these judges, when you come in as the person who's made like a singular little mistake, you get the book thrown at you. That is the two-tier justice system that we have. Illegals, migrants, and violent criminals, repeat offenders, but if they're seen as marginalized drug dealers, drug users, abusers, whatever, they get the benefit of the doubt, whereas you, the average person who holds a job, contributes to society, pays your taxes, you are one of those people who's like, you should know better. But these poor people, doesn't matter. They can do whatever they want. We have to feel sorry for them and let them do whatever they want because we feel bad for them.
Yeah. Again, it's the toxic empathy that we've been talking about forever. It's like, at some point you have to be able to just objectively say, what you're doing is wrong. Again, it's tough love. We got to go back to some tough love. Mm-hmm. It's like, dude, you're ruining your life. It's like, I've had no problem telling people who I knew in life that were progressive potheads, weed smokers. I mean, even people who I consider my best friends, like, you're wasting a lot of time, energy, and money on drugs. It's the same thing goes to people who are addicted to pornography. You're wasting a lot of time, energy, and resources on your porn addiction. It's like, imagine what you could be doing. You could go for a run. You could become You could get those six-pack abs you always dreamed of. If instead every time you decide to sit home and turn on the computer and waste time doing porn or smoking weed, it's like, what if you just went in and worked out instead? What if you focused on your business plan to open up a business?
Or your hobby, one of your hobbies that you could turn into a side hustle.
Yeah.
Or something.
There's something out there that you could do. But again, it's so much wasted time and potential. And we punish the people that open businesses, like that poor lady from Portland. It's like she's busting her butt trying to run a business, and then Antifa shows up and is holding guns outside of her store. It's like, what do we do? All the businesses around me are closing. Yep. What do I do? The police won't file reports.
And again, what we talk about, the city has a financial incentive to ignore that problem because, like, they don't want to look bad. You, as the city official who has this issue happening in your town, don't want the world looking at you. And what is Trump doing? He's pointing all the cameras at your town, going, "Hey, look at Portland." I mean, and again, that memory hole, they forgot that Portland was taken over by the Chaz, whatever the heck you want to call it. You know, it's so stupid. How quickly Democrats forgot about all this stuff that we keep constantly bringing it up. It's like, how do we have this short-term memory of that this just happened less than 5 years ago?
Again, because the media refuses, only will talk about the stuff that makes Republicans look bad. It's like this whole scandal with the Young Republicans organization that whether they released all those private text messages to be like, oh, look how bad these people are. Sorry, I played
everyone in the military and the gamer right now, like hoping that their DMs don't get leaked.
Don't ever ask what it's like being in a high school football gym locker room. Don't ever ask what it's probably like to be in a collegiate football locker room. Don't ever ask like what it's like having unfiltered conversations with your soldiers.
Try
game chats.
Try asking like what your ex-girlfriend's friend group probably talked about you.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that.
Again, they're trying to act like this isn't normal
behavior,
banter between dudes. Like it is. And again, it's like, oh, they said that they loved Hitler. It's like, okay, it's like you don't think that there could be some sarcasm or jokiness to it. It's like, well, of course not. They're Republicans. Republicans love Hitler. Mm-hmm. So again, it's just ridiculous obfuscation. Again, if they're talking about something as stupid as a text chat between a group as insignificant as the Young Republicans, then what are they not reporting about that they don't want you to see? That's what you need to be worried about.
I said, well, with everything that's going on in the world right now, what are we looking at? Young Republicans text messages. Wow, yeah. How low the media has fallen.
Well, again, it's because they can't keep talking about the Trump peace deal with Gaza. They can't.
We got to get some negative PR against conservatives. Go.
Yeah. So that's about all we've got for you today. Hopefully you've learned what boofing is and why we need to bring some shame back to our society. But this is the Twins with Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. But that's all we've got for you today. God bless you.
See you later, everybody.
Smoking? Or are they gay?